Okay.
Yeah! Yeah! Cobra Kai! Yes, Sensei! What is going on, movie meals? Cobra Kai, the YouTube Red show. I know we're late making reviews. It's taken us a little bit to sit down and watch it, but we both watched the show. I am a massive Karate Kid fan. I took karate lessons as a child. Got pretty far. Didn't get black belt, but I actually got pretty far.
Better than me. I haven't at all.
The movie inspired me to do that. I did that for a couple of years of my youth, and I loved the first one. I loved the second one. I don't remember the third one. The fourth one with the girl I remember, but it's not good.
No.
The Jackie Chan one is not good.
Hey, that one's fine.
No, it's not.
It's okay.
You're wrong.
Think so?
And then this show hits on YouTube Red that blows me out of the water. I mean, I've got like the band. I love Karate Kid. I'm so hyped to talk about this. What about you, Kyle? What's your relation to Karate Kid and Cobra Kai?
Well,
Yes, Sensei!
It convinced me that I should not take karate because I was a scrawny white boy, still am,
But
and
they
I
were
would
all
die.
scrawny.
Yeah, but I'm in real life, and I was just
And
like,
some of them are white.
I'm going to die if I take karate. But I did enjoy the first one, the second one, the third one. I do remember kind of.
I really don't. Is that the one with? Is it Seagal in that? Didn't they get a high-profile actor?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
Maybe I don't remember.
I'm gonna rewatch them. I'm gonna show them to
Maybe I don't
my girlfriend
remember.
because she's never seen any of them. I'm gonna show it.
Yeah, the fourth one is just it's just not good, so you can skip the fourth one. I actually enjoyed the Jaden Smith Jackie Chan
Calm
one.
down.
I mean, it's not the first one. Oh, and it's definitely not. But it was fun for trying something with the franchise or whatever. So anyway, I wasn't as invested into karate, into like the Karate Kid. It wasn't like a repeat viewing for me. But I did enjoy the movies, and I was really happy to hear that they were at least going to try and do something with these characters some years later. But I was also nervous. It's YouTube Red. When the
I
shows
was very
aren't
nervous because if you remember, I saw the trailer and I remember seeing things. I was like, this trailer looks really good. Like I am down. And then I saw the YouTube Red at the end. And immediately
you're like, ooh.
Because YouTube shows are just they're not like when you're comparing shows to Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, The Crown, all these great shows, which I started. All these great shows that are on networks and on streaming services. YouTube has made their little shows with their YouTube stars, which I understand it's got an audience, it's great, but it's not that level of TV.
Yeah. And
this hits. It's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's loved. Also, guys, we're talking all spoilers here. Spoilers of Cobra Kai from this point onward. But this show, like when I texted you and I was like, I was freaking out halfway through the trailer. I was like, I can't believe this is coming out. And you just responded like wait for it. And then YouTube Red coming out, and I got way more disappointed because I was like, I don't know if this is going to be good. And then the buzz comes out and you start hearing that it's really good.
The buzz was very surprising. I wasn't expecting too many people coming out raving as much as they did, and when I was hearing all of this buzz, I was like, maybe I should check this out then, because this is very interesting, especially for a YouTube Red show. So I was curious as well about it once I heard all the buzz.
And then I started watching it first.
Yeah,
I was telling this guy, I was like, I'm a few eps in, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then he got back into it. So let's get into it. So
Sure.
Cobra Kai, we get Johnny Lawrence. We go back to the original villain from the original first, and you see, because in the end of the first film, he's the bad guy.
Right.
And then in the second film, you get that scene that's at the beginning after the tournament.
That's
the crane kick? No, I'm talking the second movie. In the second movie, it opens with the sensei about to hurt him, and then Miyagi does the like thing, and that was supposed to be the ending of the first, but they thought it would work better to end it. The first one, the way they ended up ending it, and then they had that at the beginning of the first. So you get to see a little bit of his humanity, and then I love that they go through his angle. This was written by the guys who made Hot Tub Time Machine and like all these R-rated comedy.
Really? Oh,
did you not know that? It's something else too. They did They did American Reunion. They've done a couple other.
Really?
And they are. Okay. They have a bunch of interviews, and I've watched a few of them, and massive Karate Kid fans. They had to go. Will Smith's company owned the rights as well as Sony.
Okay,
they went to Sony. They went to Will Smith's brother-in-law, Jada Pinkett Smith's brother, who runs and has it, and they blew him away with their idea. And the two actors, Ralph Macchio and Billy Zabka, have been like protective, and they're like, I don't want to do it. It was hard for them to even get appearances in How I Met Your Mother, and they were blown away by the idea. And I love it. I love the way, guys, spoilers. I love how you get to see all these different stories weave together to form this perfect, like, tree. Like, it's all these trees growing around each other. It's just perfect. Like, it's so good because, I mean, we get Johnny training pretty much, you know, the Danny or the LaRusso from the first movie. He's this awkward, nerdy kid who's new, and he just wants to be liked, and he likes the girl, you know, and he gets trained by the intensity of Cobra Kai, and then we get Daniel LaRusso actually training his son, who's the bad guy who learns patience. I love they flipped the story on its head. They weave together. The final fight is awesome. All right, you, Brad, I'm just into it. You go for it.
What really surprised me, was not only how they were able to turn Johnny Lawrence into not just the bully, but as a complicated person, almost right off the bat. Like, they did a really good job at being like, he's
an alcoholic. Yeah.
Like, I mean, in the first one, it was probably supposed to be like, he's the bully. Like, that's supposed to be just his thing. But the writers did a really good job about taking these characters, whether you loved them or you hated them, from the first one, and then just making them a little bit more complicated than just the characters that we got from the first, and then almost to points where, like, I've had moments with Danny Lawrence where I was like, you're kind of being a jerk, and I don't remember you ever being a jerk right now, and then with Johnny, I'm like, you're kind of a jerk, but right now you're actually pretty cool. Like, it was just, there was, whether they're big moments or small moments, they're just moments with, like, these main characters that we knew from the first one, and just being able to turn them into something more for this franchise to really work with. And I really like the arcs that they went through with revisiting their past, revisiting some of their demons.
That bar scene when they just talk about it, that's...
I mean, plenty of moments where I wanted the one-on-one karate reunion battle between them, but...
Season 2, it's gotta be coming.
It probably will, but... I mean, just the bar scene alone, I was just, like, seeing them interact with each other, and they would still were a little... sketchy between each other. Like, I'm still not sure, but I'm opening up to you at least. And it's just moments like that where you can see that they're still not easy with each other, but they've grown so much as people that they're trying to change at least. And then and I'm just was really surprised by what the turnout for the main characters.
You look at why can't I remember the villain's name? Billy Zabka's character. Johnny Lawrence. Johnny. Yeah. I just said it like a minute ago, too. So you get to see Johnny in the first film as just this bully, but then as you realize that Johnny was Daniel. He was, as a child, he didn't have a lot of friends or any friends. He just wanted to be liked, but he had a rich dad and a mom who just wanted the best for him. Yeah. But the dad wasn't always great towards him and was awful towards him. And and he found comfort in Cobra Kai, which turned him into a hardened guy. But he really had that core deep down was still that nice kid who just wanted friends. And you see that transition as he's going through training all these nerdy kids, and it's not the bully style kids anymore. And then the nerds, and I love that in the school you get like the bully kid who doesn't know karate, but he's a bully. He's picking on kids and beating them up. And then when he gets beat up, all those Cobra Kai kids end up kind of becoming the most popular, and these nerdy kids just become super...
They start to become bullies as well, which
I liked.
Yeah,
I liked it because it shows us, it's so real where you can see somebody like Johnny who was a bullied kid and became hardened, and it had to chip away at that. And then you see Daniel, who was always bullied, and he puts up a shield of Cobra Kai will never come back because of what they did to me. I remember what they did to me, and it was awful. And he wants to protect people, so it creates this unique rivalry of like good. It's a lot of good with a little bit of darkness inside of it.
It's kind of like a I'm right, you're right type situation. Where,
but they're both right.
Yeah, they're both right, but then you see within Cobra Kai, like all these nerds, and they slowly chip away their old nerdy selves, and they just become hardened, and they become like no holding back. I'm just gonna go all in your face type of Cobra Kai style that we've seen, and it's really cool, and you're relieved to see them be able to grow and be able to able to stand up for themselves and with each other. But then you start to see slowly on that it also kind of hurts them at the same time, which I think at the end Johnny kind of realizes, but he doesn't quite know how to handle it, and it leaves it on a great cliffhanger.
Especially during the tournament, yeah,
especially
he wants to congratulate his son, but he knows he created a monster.
Oh, just
like
about,
him.
Yeah.
He created himself, and he's seeing what the path is leading towards.
And seeing that, especially with the young boy, I'm spacing on the boy's name as well.
I can't remember his name either.
Who was pretty much kind of like the Daniel character, but then
the first one.
But then he turns into like the most hardened Cobra Kai character out of like the small group that they have. Like you see his arc, and you're just like, I don't want him to go in that direction. But at the same time, as you've seen him grow and adapt, and you just see the nice person that he is, it makes you hook onto that character, and it makes you root for him to at least try and hold it back just a little bit, try to find it. They do a great job with especially for me in the final episode. I realized like so much happened that changed these characters that at the same time it kind of made me forget that there was so much change happening before it was too late. And I thought
so great.
When that realization clicked with me, I was just very, very surprised by that. And that's good writing. That means they did a good job.
The writing of this show is what's insane.
Yes.
It's and some of the actors are pretty good, but you're not watching, none of them are going to win any Emmys.
Some of the young ones were...
Yeah,
some of the young ones were a little iffy.
I think they all get their moments of really good, and then they got moments you're like, all right, you're fine, I get it, you take, you know, but the writing is superb because, Johnny's son goes through this arc where you kind of hate him at first, and then you're like, man, he's learned patience. Yeah. It's a story about father figures, you see, and I love the way they harken back to the originals. I love that they show clips from the originals as flashbacks.
The clips work well.
I think that works fantastic.
Yeah.
You get the scene with him talking to Mr. Miyagi, and the wife. I loved Daniel's wife.
Me too.
I thought she was awesome.
Me too. I'm so glad you said that.
She loves her husband. She loves her kids. She understands that this karate thing is so important to him, and she keeps him on the path if he starts to sway too much.
She's
with a little slap on the wrist. She is.
She's realistic. She's like, I get it. Like I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, you gotta calm down just a little.
Yeah, like you're going nuts, and it's so awesome. It's epic. I loved her.
Like she's not so much thrown into the background, nor is she like the forefront as well. But she's just in the perfect middle where she's realistic enough and honest enough of a character that you're just like, I appreciate you. I'm glad that you're in this show.
And I think they make high school feel like today's high school. It's so Snapchat filled, Facebook filled, Instagram filled, and you see that and how the repercussions of something, like the girl who ends up becoming the second student of Johnny, and how she's bullied on those things, and she wants friends, and she finds these friends. Hawk too is the funniest character to me. How he's such a transition, and I think kids really do that. It works.
I see where you're coming from with that. His switch was so sudden where I was just like, oh, that's a little weird. But you are right, though. It works, and it makes sense, because that is something that would happen.
Some kids do that. They get bullied so hard and told, you need to be different. They're like, okay, and they go get a tattoo, and they go change their hair. Yeah. And then the next thing you know, he's making out with the other hot girl.
I was proud of him.
And I hope the other nerd gets his redemption arc. He's probably the only character that really, he's the straight man. He's the same the whole way through.
He's probably me. He's probably me.
Kyle's like watching everybody, what's going on, guys?
You
weren't hot a minute ago. You know karate!
Like, honest to God, when I was talking about, I like the movies, but it did make me want to watch or play karate, do karate.
You don't play karate.
Yeah, you don't play karate.
You defend the weak.
Or you attack. Cobra Kai.
No! Sensei!
But yeah, when I was saying that, I was like, I'm that character. That's me. So
Kyle related to that one the most. He's like, I want to see this guy.
At first I was like, this character's kind of weak, but then
Kyle's like, wait a minute. I'm kind of weak.
Oh no.
It's sad. It's sad that a YouTube Red series has better fight choreography than Iron Fist.
Oh man, way true.
It's really good choreography. The movies are good, and it's good. And I did karate. You don't really go into a fight without any pads. You're all wearing 800 pounds of pads. You don't really go in, and I kind of like that. It's just straight up brawl, but you don't really see much blood at all. And I like it. I love I gotta talk about the ending. When they do the Daniel LaRusso's gonna coach, it's a funny nod. There's so many funny nods where they say, all right, here, we're gonna be cheesy for a minute, and we want you to laugh, we want you to think it's cheesy, and it's gonna work. Like, yeah, when he does the, oh, you're gonna fight. Medic! Like, it's so great!
Well, Daniel
LaRusso's gonna coach! Daniel LaRusso's gonna coach! And he's just rolling up his sleeve.
At that moment, when he was doing
funny.
it, I was just like, did he learn it? Did he learn this? Did I forget something about these movies? And then he was like, medic! I was like, that's a Mr. Miyagi thing only.
It's so great. Oh my god.
Speaking of Mr. Miyagi, the references to him and how much of a character affected Danny so much, I thought worked perfectly in this, and I especially loved the grave scene when he went to the grave, and
Ralph Macchio did a really good job. Ralph
Macchio and Billy did a really great job coming back. I don't know if they've been acting very much. I don't think they
don't think they have at all.
But it shows. Not as much as the younger actors, but they were definitely the best parts.
It gets way better as you keep going. You see a lot of the moments in the first few episodes, and then you're halfway through, and they really kind of stop. They get into it. I think the actors kind of get loose. You know, they've been on set more.
Season 2, you'll see them act a little bit better, I think.
I'm excited. And Season 2 just got announced that it'll be 2019 for sure. We're getting it next season.
Do you know how many episodes it will be?
Probably another 10 is my guess.
See, when I realized that I was on the final episode 10, I was thinking to myself, like, I could honestly want 3 more episodes coming right now.
It flies by. It's like, quick. Some are like 22 minutes, some are like 24, some are 30, 35.
Whether it's the story or because the episodes are just only like 20, 30 minutes long, like, I think that really says something about the show. Most shows nowadays, you're always saying, like, it's a bit too long, there's a bit too many episodes, like it drags in the middle or whatever. This show doesn't do that. Like, not only does it fly, but you're invested so much. You're invested so much that you're just like, I could ask for a few more episodes. Me, personally, I didn't get fully sucked in until episode 5 or 6. Maybe it kind of took me a bit longer. I think for you, it was only like episode 3 where you really got hooked.
1 and 2, I was like, okay, I'm with you. I see you, Cobra Kai. And then I'm like, all right, this is like episode 3, halfway through episode 4, I was like, this is a good show.
For me, for this show, like, I was hooked enough in episode 1 where I was like, okay, I'd like to see where this goes, but until episode 5, like, I was really starting to get hooked. And you know me with shows, like, if episode 1 doesn't hook me as much as I wanted to, then I kind of get lost in the show.
Which is not good, Kyle. Come on now.
I know, like, but that's just how I work with shows. Like, I always try and push through, but
Kyle
Office
claims how terrible the first season is, but he will tell me I'm not gonna push through a show with a bad first season, and then he'll be like, Alex, watch The Office, because I've never seen The Office. You can comment and yell at me, it's fine. But then he'll be like, but you got to get through the first season or 2. Kyle, you can't be a hypocrite about shows.
I said that the first episodes don't hook me as it did, which The Office did. The Office did, but that is what
we're not here to talk The Office, Sensei. Hey, Cobra Kai!
Anyway.
Yes, Sensei! Little side tangent. I'm gonna watch The Office, YouTube. Relax.
You should.
I will. I'm getting there. Anyway, let's get back. Let's go to the tournament and how great the tournament is. It kind of comes up quick, but they make you love a character in the beginning in Johnny's student, and they make you hate Johnny's son. And at the end, you get a Rocky moment, a Creed moment, and you're like, no, I want season 2. I want the redemption story. I don't want this brat to win. He hit his girlfriend. I like Daniel's daughter, and I want to see him and Johnny's son get together.
Their relationship.
I'm mad, guys.
Their relationship in the show really worked for me. Like, I mean, I was just a little hesitant with it. I was like, man, is this gonna be cheesy? And then, like, when they were on their date and they looked like they were really hitting it off.
Their chemistry was good, though. They hit it off.
Exactly. And I was just like, man, I like these two together.
Like them. You like the kid.
And then when the kid turns into a jerk to like a major
the Lakers conversation when they're flirting is so perfect. When he's like, oh, well, my dad also, I'm not sitting if it's not middle, like, it's so great. And they... And once he gets drunk at that party, you're like, hey now, big dog, what are you doing? Come on, don't let hot stuff sweep her up. You're being unfair. And I think a lot of kids do that. I think a lot of kids unfairly judge people these days. Yeah. And I think that's why it works so dang well. It's so believable. And then when they fight and he loses, you want a season 2. Yeah. You want revenge. They pull the Rocky moment. And it's hard because you see You see Daniel is, he's understands that it's okay to lose. And Johnny's like, I completely conflicted.
Yeah.
We get the scene where Daniel has protected and saved Miyagi's house, and he's gonna open the dojo. The old car is there. You get all the old great nods. Yeah. I love that they knocked the crane kick out right away as a spite against Daniel. I think that's perfect because you knew if the tournament kept going, at some point we're gonna be like, we were gonna see the crane kick at the end. When they get out of the way the first round, you're good. You're gonna see a new move, and you do get to see a new move, which is the kick that he's been working on, and it's
exactly. That was the crane moment, was with the kick, and it works well with harkening back to the show without being over the head, being like karate kick, karate, like they
don't beat you over the head at all. They just
some reboots.
You're watching a good show, and then somebody comes in and goes nostalgia, and you're like, oh, thank you, and you eat a bite of nostalgia, and then you're like, thank you, Charles. It's perfect. I loved this show. I am over the moon for this show. I've been bragging about it. You weren't with us, but we had a couple buddies over the other night, and we were playing poker.
Thanks, guys.
And I brought the show up. I was talking about how I was watching. I was really into it. And one of our friends was like, I finished that show a couple weeks ago. It's so good.
Oh,
and
nice.
we were we were just into it. It's a great show. Anything else you want to bring up about it, or?
I'm just happy that I talked with you a little bit more about this show, because when I told you I finished, I was like, I probably didn't like it as much as you did, but I still thought it was a solid show. But now talking with you and talking about what we liked about this, it makes me like it probably just as much as you did now.
Fantastic show. It's a fantastic show when you look into it.
It makes you think.
It is a well-written, great, like to me, the writing is Emmy-worthy. I don't know if the acting is, but the writing is it's that good to me. It hits in every shape. Like, I remember watching reviews when it first came out, I was like, wow, some critics I love who are cynical about this kind of stuff are loving this show. I've got to check it out. I can't wait for a season 2. I think this is the perfect thing for if YouTube's trying to get in the streaming game with like Netflix-style shows. This is a good way to start.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's interesting that it went to YouTube instead of like a Netflix, but they got freedom. I love the way karate feels around the valley, bringing it to the valley. I love how karate can take over something like that.
When there was so much love for karate in the valley, I was trying to remember the first one. I was like, didn't only 4 people like karate or something?
No, it was like the whole school. Like the big jocks were like Johnny, because they could beat everybody up. What are you gonna tackle me? I'm gonna crane kick your face. Like, come on now. Like, it's so good. This show's fantastic. I think we've wrapped up, guys. Did you see Cobra Kai? If you didn't and you're watching, what are you doing? Go watch it.
Well, you just got spoiled. Sorry.
Comment below and let us know your thoughts on this show. We absolutely love it. I can't wait for season 2. Like, subscribe, share, do all that great stuff. Check out, we got Incredibles 2 reviews that should be up as well already. Check out everything. Share it around. And thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.
I should get my mom to watch this show. I think she'd actually like it.
Yeah, probably.